Hello and welcome to all you smart engineers out there. I hope all of you are happy, sound and safe. If you change the way you think, you will change the way you live. Welcome to today's yet again another Sunday expert Gyan session. You're with Tanya Binod, Media and PR Executive at 9SEM, India's only skill-based digital learning platform which provides training and guidance to engineering students and aspirants of core and non-IT industries. So today in this session, so you're with Tanya Vinod. I am Tanya Vinod, Media and PR Executive here, and also your host for today. So welcome to our session, guys. So again, yet again on Sunday, we are here with another interesting topic here, which is very basic but very important at the same time. In this session, we will be decoding how to create a killer CV so that you can land up in the job that you've been dreaming of. Interested? Do tag your friends below in the comment section who you think should not miss out on this content. Also, keep watching. So today there is a lot, it has a lot of significance. So today is marked as an important milestone to every girl and every Indian out there, isn't it? Kamala Harris has sworn in as the first women vice president of United States of America. Now she is going to be the vice president of United States. It fills my heart with immense pride and inspiration to see a woman like her getting into such a prestigious position who's also has a bit of Indian roots. So this is a very positive thing that has happened today. And on this positive note, we'll now stream our guest for today's session. She is Varshika Srivastava. So let's stream Varshika Srivastava to our session. So welcome Varshika Srivastava.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So before we start the session, so let me introduce you to our audience. First of all, thank you
Yes,
for joining us, ma'am. So Varshika
thank you.
Srivastava is a human resource enthusiast. She's currently working as an HR recruitment executive SARC entity of ASA and Abloy Group. She has also worked as in talent acquisition. She's a computer science engineer who also has an MTech in computer science engineering. Thank you for joining us, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
It's
much.
such a short.
Thank you,
Thank you so much
everyone.
for joining.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, everyone. And this was a very beautiful introduction that you've given about me. It gives an immense pleasure to be on this platform and with 9SEM that I have already gone with your profiles and about your companies. It's a very good and a very, I can say, innovative platform to connect through the, like you can say, a very young freshers to a very corporate world. That is how your team is working through.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for that. I mean, our team has been working very hard for this, and to hear
Yes.
such kind words, it means a lot. Thank you so much, ma'am. So let's begin our session. So, ma'am, you are in the human resource. Don't you feel that there are more women in this field, like human resource management? And what is like, do you feel that women human resource managers are better than men?
I think that's a very complicated question that you've asked me, but I would say that it's a myth. There is no bias in any gender. It is ultimately the competency and the skill that one's carry. So we need to understand how efficient the person is and how efficient his work and abilities are. So that's very important. And second, it's the business requirement when it comes down to any job, any parameters of that is taken through either it is the HR, either it is the vice president of America. So I would like to say that it's always the woman that. Then again, if you say why women, then I would like to point out that women have a very better engaging employee engaging capacity or ability than the men. And I would also like to add on like the organization should promote and also has this more diversity on hiring the females. So that gives a very biased answers to your question, or you how you take that that is on the audience too. But I would like to say I have a very beautiful host with me. She's also a female.
Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. On that note, yes, I do believe that, see, today Kamala Harris is the vice president. She's the first vice president. So
Right.
women are coming, breaking the
On
glass
ground,
ceiling.
and that is very good enough. Right.
Yes. So she is, I mean, women are breaking the glass ceiling. Yeah, I think you've answered it very well. I mean, the importance of competency is very, very much essential for any job. I mean, if somebody doesn't know their job, then why is he even a part of the organization?
Yes,
Exactly.
it's very important to be on a track and how you go with the flow also with the organization. So when we talk about either the gender, it's more important the role. It's more important the competency that one has, as I
Competency,
said.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. So, what were your major learnings from being in HR about employees and employee management?
Okay, so I when it comes down to what I've learned, I'm still learning. Honestly speaking, HR has been in it's a complete large platform where you cannot say that I've learned, I'm done. It's nothing like that. So you have to learn every day. It gives you a very bit by bit day to days activities where you think that okay, this is now and I'm done. No, it does not happen such a way. So the first thing that comes in the mind when I used to hear HR is a solution provider. So that has to be anyone's in any mindset. So and also when I talk in the terms of organization, so HR is the face value of any company to the potential employers. So when you are correct and when your face value says what is your organization, that's how it goes as a bang on. So when I say I have learned and I'm keeping that thing on a learning process, it's many. When I say about the HR management, then it gives them huge responsibilities to crack or you can say, build a bridge of employees and the objective of the organization. So how that is being created is very important for an HR to be on field and crack the that myth you were saying. So I think that's how it is very important to be. And when I say how HR adds act on the aspect of the any organization. So it gives a very clean value to its people and also the organization. So I'm learning and I'm still on a learning process to it.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. It's always a learning. So HR is a
Yes.
very wide field and it's a constant learning that you're also facing. Like every day, I
Yes,
mean,
it has.
every day is a new learning.
Yes, it is not, I would not say it's just restricted to a soft skill training or just a communication thing. It's more than that. I would say when someone gets in the foot or the skin of the HR, it's very important for one individual of being in a HR position to understand the emotional of the employees and also the organization. But when I talk about the freshers, it's very important to make them understand what organization needs out of them, and that is how the freshers nowadays it's lacking. But yes, the platform like 9sem has a very good ability to create that, to lose that bridge and lose that myth out of it. So I think that's a very good initiative your team has taken through.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I think that's a very good compliment to 9sem again. I think you have given us a very good idea about how HR is functioning. Because a
Yes.
lot of times it is a very misunderstood term. And the people do understand that no, it's about communications or it's about
Right.
not the technical aspect. But yes, there is. I believe every job has its own technical
Yes.
aspects, and
It
yes.
is a process of being into a complete cycle of how the recruitment happens and of other processes. So, if a very clean, when any fresher look at to HR, उनके दिमाग में सिर्फ एक ही चीज आता है, ये हमें जॉब दे सकते हैं. but they need to understand also that how will I and how what competency that a fresher has to grab that opportunity and grab that job. So it's
Yeah.
very important on that skill note.
Yeah. Yes. So you need to be rational and as well as empathetic at the same time to
Yes, very
crack
correct. I would say.
okay. So crack that code. So you need to be both. So I believe that you have been in the interview board. So what was the best and the worst memory that you had?
That's a very tough question, I would say, because when I talk about worst and the best, I have a very initial in my career stage, I had this both feeling of what is worst and what is good. But I would add on this that resume building is not a one day job. It can't be. It has to be a daily job that you do, and you have to think over a very long period with your experience, with your abilities also. You can't just take one paper and write down what exactly you have done over the years and that's your CV or that's your resume. That cannot happen. So you need to grow. You need to have seen I've seen a good resume who has taken their time, who has invested their efforts creating their resumes in a gradual mode. I've seen the worst as well. Like it's just a blank papers.
Can I have one
I
example?
have
What is the big,
I
uh,
think taking a name won't be
no,
good on
not
this
the name,
platform
but the
particularly.
mistake
Yeah.
that you made. Yeah.
Yes, there are multiple mistakes that they do. It's more important that they just write their name. They write
Hmm.
all their political things like I support this party. I have this very bad example with me that it happens to mention that he has taken a political party reference that I'm working on this political party, and I was like, okay, this is not to be mentioned in the resume. So yeah, that's where it's not correct to mention on a political point. So these are some pointers that I would like to add on further going sessions also.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So so somebody who so big. So one was the big mistake that you found out was somebody mentioning a political or an opinion that
Religious,
has
yeah,
religious approach or a party approach which does not require in a job as such.
yeah,
Like
that's also, and also it's
leave
not
that
about
to
the
you.
resume also, but I have also seen like for an example, if they have approached directly to us, because now the medium is very much larger. So when we talk
Yes.
about how we can come down to any certain recruiter to approach, so it's very easy to get them. So you have their LinkedIn profiles in their profiles. So they just speaking and say, please take us. It's our last request. It's not correct to approach any of the recruiters or any of the HR. They don't know the hierarchy of it. So it's very disappointing. You can say that being experienced also they don't understand. They think the HR is like I
They take
I
it
would
like
say
yeah,
they take it very lightly, but
very
I think
lightly.
who understands, yes, who understands the HR role has very good impact on their career growth and all. But I think HR is not just uh, okay approvals or not just an attendance taker. They are much ahead to it.
Yes, absolutely. So, guys, whoever is watching, please don't ping on social media platforms or LinkedIn profiles. I mean, that's not the right way to do it. You better not do it if you want to get a job.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So, what is the importance of CV in an interview?
CV is you. I would like to say this on this platform that CV is just you. If you are saying this word CV, it's represent on behalf of what you are speaking out of you. So it has to be very clear. It gives you a first chance to sit in the first round of interview, that is a face to face. So if your CV is not appropriate, it's not correct, I would say you will not grab that opportunity to sit on the first interview platform. So it is very crucial point to create a CV or a resume very clean and very crisp. So when I say a top quality of a resume gives a chance to boost to be on the top cream level, where because every HR sees any resume just for less than 6 to 10 seconds. That's it. So that's done. Where the CV has cleared his first round of screening. So it has to be very important that your CV speaks on behalf of you. So that's what I would say. It gives a good impression to any of the potential employers or anyone who is hiring you. That is very important. And so that is where it makes a huge difference between any potential. Say, for an example, if I am taking any potential person who has a very good CV, who has mentioned very correctly that what is the his ability, what is his skill set, what is his expertise, and what is his values towards his uh, the experiences. I would like to prefer him or her. So it depends on the aspect of how he or a person is speaking on behalf of the CV. So that's very important, I would say.
Yes, so it's kind of like the first impression that you make. The CV
Yes,
is the
very correct. Very,
Mhm.
yeah. It is the first impression. How you take it, it's just one chance that is given to you to get on the eye of any HR or any recruiter.
Recruitment. Yeah, absolutely yes. So talking about the importance of CV, so
On this,
let's
I would
ask.
like to present you. Yeah, I would like to present some of the, because I've seen a lot of what is to be done with the resumes. What there are a lot of questions also. Even I have been like there are many freshers do I don't meet also, and there are some who connect through me through the LinkedIn also. They say how to create it, what is important, why, what all should we add on. Everyone knows it's very common that how CV looks, how CV is there, how we have to mention the names and all, but what is and how we need to present it, that's very important. So I would like to present you something on this. I think
Sure.
we'll present
I
that
think our
particularly.
audience would love it. I mean, if you have a PPT, that's great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yeah. So when we say a building CV, it's very important to know our mistakes, that what we make and how we can say, like, while preparing these CVs, these are the terms that we need to understand and avoid the mistakes, because we know what to do, but we don't know what not to do.
What
That's
to
very
avoid?
important. Yes,
Absolutely.
it's very important to understand on the aspect, like, ठीक है ये तो हमें करना है, but हमें ऐसा क्या है जो नहीं करना. So that's very important. So I would like to take you some points that are the, yes, if you see there are the 10 pointers, but if you say like, okay, this has to be done or this has not to be done, I would like to take you through first point, that is including the irrelevant personal information. As I was saying, one example that I have got one CV saying about the political preferences, that should not. So I think we should not include any details that has such information as a religious, political, or anything related to your salary hike or something very close enough to it. So that's where once any person who's creating a resume should not have that particular terms. And then the second point is masking the important information. So when I say masking, it's basically underlining the important points that everyone does not do this. So we need to understand what is a keyword and what how we can reflect that. So when we think about designing anything, when we say nowadays, I have seen very good font, very good, you can say, Photoshop CVs. So they are very good in looking, but they don't have content. I feel sorry for them that they have put so much of creativity, but still their resume does not speak anything. So I think creativity also gives. ideas to how link your competency and skills also. So that's very important to note it on that. Then the third point is like being too vague. So for an example, if I say like just mentioning your academic, you're mentioning something that you have done for, I've seen people who have mentioned like I have taken a participation on dance competition. That is on the first year. Why is it? What does that mean to, and why are you putting that? So it has to be very clear, not too vague. Like be specific with the details of your academic and the job profile. So I would like to come with the job profile part. It can be your internship, training, and also it can be with your any type of certifications that you have hold on. So that you need to mention very specifically. Then on the fourth point, when we say lying or manipulating the truth, so this is very important. I have heard like every interview can be just you need to speak and you need to get down with that. It's okay to say lie or like fake it and make it. I've gone through with this particular code for many of the freshers, but it's very clear that you can't fake it every time. One organization can take you, but the other will definitely not. So I would like to say fake it,
Yes.
and that's how we should not lie. We should not lie and manipulate the truth. Like honesty is basically the pointer that has to come into your CV and also into your nature too. So fifth will be going too long or cutting things too short. Because in the CV, I have even upcoming slide. I'll show what is the difference between the CV and a resume. So people have the students also have a very confusion point when they say what is the CV and what is the resume. So CV and resume, they think that it has to be cut down to very short or it has to be too long, but they don't know what their document means to. So I'll come to that point later on my slides. Then coming to the sixth point, including the unprofessional photographs. So this is very very clear that I've seen resume where they have just the background of their bachelors or they have the background of their some parties or some Eiffel Tower backside and they're just clicking their pictures. So I think that's very wrong. It should not be that case. You have to be very professional on when you speak on to your resumes. So that is to use the recent because there is also an example that they use very old pictures and when we see their CVs, it's like, oh, are you this or that? So it gives a very
Again, the
yeah,
honesty part is being checked on, right?
yes, because
Every
it's
time.
see on honestly speaking, your
Yes.
when I see anyone's resume, I see a picture. Okay. But when they come for the interview, it's very different. It is a huge difference from this point to that point. And like
Oh.
I have taken is it this person that I have spoken or not? So it gives a huge difference. Then making the CV, it's like a flashy. I've seen a very flashy highlighting the neon colors, highlighting the red colors, and that's how you do in PPT. Sorry that it's not in the CVs that we need to understand, and it should be on a correct pointer. The font size should be always onto you can say Verdana, you can say a time, and also we can say a caliber. So that is where we need to understand what font size, the professional font size we need to have it. So there, I think that's important. Then into a easy introduction. Yes, I have seen a very easy introduction saying that I am this and I am that, and that is this. I'm like, okay, sorry, sir, I have not understood. You have to give a brief about what you speak. So, summary, I understand that freshers don't have much
Much.
brief about them to speak. But when you say I'm a fresher, you have a blank paper. That is, you can write anything, but write what is your experience. So that matters a lot. You are building on an initial stage. So you have a power to create your words so that I can probably look into you. And that's very important. Then including the references, that's completely waste of these spaces in the CV. if the references is asked, because a good organization do a reference check, that is a background also. So I would like
Mhm.
to say that is not required to mention in your CVs that these are the references that we can take or something like that. That's not important, what I personally feel. And then when it comes to the contact information, I've seen this is a very blunder mistake that every student or even the professional does. They write it is spelling mistakes, either the number mistakes, and then the recruiter hangs and calls you like, oh, this is, oh, I'm not. So it gives a very bad impression. You need to recheck your information, the contact information that is given. So this is where I think we should avoid such mistakes while preparing the CV. Then coming down to the next slide, which we have for the certification, and because many of the freshers who are there, they asked in general, what should we put? Should we put our certifications? Should we have the should we mention what are all trainings that we have taken? I would say yes, it is very important to put your certification and training in your CV, because that is how you create a very effective and you stand out of the crowd. That's how we have to pick you up. It's very important. So okay, then the point comes how to add them. We have done a certificate, we have done Java certificate, we have done CCA, we have done Cisco, different terms, even the AutoCAD for mechanical, I would say. So I would say that if you want to add them, you have to go through the job description. For an example, if there is any company coming to your campus, or you are applying to any of the job portals, you need to read the job description. I would like to put a more you can say a pressure to this word, that is a job description is very important. You can't apply for like a mechanical student can't apply for a BPO. Very simple. If he has the certification in the very core mechanical point. So it's very important to read the job description. So when it says that a person or a student should have a certification in AutoCAD and you don't have it, I think that should not be put ahead in any of the CV. But if you have, it's very important to mention in your CV. Then when it comes down to how that certification and these trainings, and I would like to point out the plant training or any training which has the practical need that needs to be put. That's very important to keep on your CV. Then how exactly we should place that in the resume? When you have the complete certification point, you need to mention your certification, but don't use the abbreviations. That is very wrong. Like I have seen mentioning CCA, but what does it mean, and which version, which year that you have qualified, or that's very important to mention. The CV complete name, then your year of when you have completed, which university you have completed, or which institute, that needs to be mentioned. So that gives a very clear point for any certifications.
So clarity is a must, and you need to be
Yeah.
authentic. In it's
Yes.
the
Yes.
job description must be read before you. Okay, okay, oh yeah.
Yeah. So coming to the next pointers, I would like to say for the next slide, that is the internship. So many of them have come down to us like saying what should we put in the internship. So it's very important that internship is it gives you a very clear platform of live world, I would say. So it's a real life experience for any of the fresher in their semesters. How do we include them? So that's very important because I've seen a resume where they have just mentioned interns. So, but it's very important to clear what was your designation there. Whether you were a technical intern, whether you were a management intern, that's important to mention. So
Absolutely.
whoever is doing the internship, please ask your mentors what is your designation. That is very important to mention in your resume. Mention your designation that is given to you. That is the title of your internship. Then you have your complete internship company, location, and the date of the internship. That is very important. I would add on to this. Next, I think next slide we can go with.
Ma'am, I have one doubt. Is it
Yeah, yeah,
like
please.
the more the internships, the better the chances of getting into a job?
That comes in a picture. I would like to, yes, it is. It is somewhere because as a fresher, you don't have anything to present as a job or as employee experience or the work experience. So when any organization say that you have done internship in these many platforms or these many companies, it gives you a very clear brief that yes, he's a career oriented person. He's not waiting for the opportunity. He is looking for to grab the opportunity. That's very important. I would say whoever is doing internship on the different parameters, they are very good to go ahead.
Okay, I think that is a great point for all the audience watching this.
Yes,
So they should,
yes,
because our curriculum is very focused on, having the knowledge part of it. But, unless you do an internship, you never know the real world of how an organization
yes.
functions. So,
That's true because it connects you through a real world uh,
at,
industry work. That is very important. I'm working in a manufacturing organization, so I understand how it's important to be in the form of it, like understanding how the plant works, understanding how the field works, how understanding the real world challenges. That's how the internships and interns go through. It gives you a good opportunity to learn. That's how it is.
exactly. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah. So let's move on
Yeah.
to our next slide.
And when we talk about and when we talk about the top websites, so there is a question that always come and it's always there in everyone's mind. कि placement में अगर if we are not getting job, the campus placement, we are so good for nothing. It's wrong. It's completely a wrong message that has been created. It should not be because it's very important that it's nothing to go with your placement point. You have the ability, you will grab the job. So five websites that we have is Indeed, then LinkedIn, then Glassdoor, Naukri.com, and the Monster. These are the top five that I'm talking. There are many more who have the
Mhm.
opportunities, who gives the platform to any of the you can say freshers to create their dream jobs.
Okay.
So you have to dream to grab your job. So I think that's very important to go with the students that's
Yeah.
need to understand them how efficient they are. So that's how I think these websites help us to. And also, I would like to add on the Glassdoor and LinkedIn. They give a brief about the organization also. So you can go to the organization page and check what is the organization structure, what is the turnover, what all the organization have. So that's very important to be on these websites. I would also request freshers to create their pages, their accounts in LinkedIn. That's very helpful.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes.
accordingly, I will go to the next slide.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes, this is the very major question that everyone asks on what should we name the document that we have created, resume or the CV? So I would like to say resume has its different quality and the CV has it, but the purpose, content, and the length matters a lot. Whatever you put, whatever you say about your content, whatever is your skill set, you have to bifurcate your resume and your CV in these three parameters that are purpose, content, and length. Purpose is for the resume, it should be very eye catching. Why? Because the length of the CV for the resume will be 1 to 3 pages typically. It should
Oh,
not go much long to it. It has to be very crisp. That is how
mm-hmm.
the resumes should be very eye catchy. And the
Mm-hmm.
summary of the key skills that you have developed and the experience should be relevant to the position that you have applied to. That is very important. The content should be mentioned. When we talk about the CV, it is complete history about what you have driven through all your experiences from the
Mm-hmm.
day one that you have started creating or learning something. That is how the CV counts. And when we talk about the content, it can be your academic, it can be your professional, any experience. So it can be any pointers that you need to mention in the CV. And also the length of the CV can be max. It is no max, but definitely it should not be like some book theory that a
Yeah.
recruiter starts reading it. So you should stick to the 45, but that depends upon your experiences also, I would say. But everything should be crisp and clear and honest. That's very important. So I would like to close this particular questionnaire here because the slide I have created for your viewers is this much only, because I think these are the very common questions that comes in the
Yes,
picture
hope
for
it
everyone.
has given a good amount of clarity to the audience about, I
Yeah,
think, the major questions because they sound so similar, resume and CV, that often people do get confused what both are.
correct.
And
Right.
yeah, in terms of, I think one thing which was constant is about the clarity that a CV requires and the honesty part. So I think all of you
Yes.
have to take care of those things when you're making a CV. And it needs to be very authentic. You cannot fake it all the time. You must be
Yes, you
yourself
can't.
and you need to build yourself to have a good
Yes.
CV. Yes.
It is
So,
very important to be what you are. So that's very important.
yeah, you cannot fake it all the time. Yes. So, so as you said about so CV is usually 1 to 2. So, do you feel I've heard many people, when the colleges I study in, so where teachers usually tell us, a CV should just be 1 page. So, is that a myth? Like it's always like no, because as you said, the HR recruiters just spend 5 to 6 minutes, or not minutes, seconds,
Chickens.
viewing. Yeah, seconds viewing
It's
your
a
CV.
it's yeah.
So,
It's
it's
a
very
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 good question that.
important. Yeah, put it in one single page.
Yes, that is what I was saying. That CV cannot be of 1 to 2 pages. Resume can be, because it's a summary of your what you want to say. So summary also does not mean that it has to be very like
Lengthy.
cut to cut to cut. Yeah, it should not be like that. You have to mention what exactly you are, your skill set, and your competency. These are the 3 words that I'm repeating on it, but yes, it's very important. Your
It's
CV should
important.
speak. Yeah, your
The
CV should
honesty.
speak what you have in a length, but when you come down to resume, it should be crisp and summarized that yes, this is what the person is. That is how it takes a second. It takes only 6 seconds to 10 seconds to just read and hear. Oh, this is the person to get shortlisted, and that is done. And I've seen lot of resumes to getting rejected just because their presentation and their contents are not good. Beat your potentials, beat whatever you have done your skill set. If your resume is not appropriate, it loses the interest of the recruiters. It's just the recruiter that sees, but nowadays there are softwares, that is the HR software, which just look into the keywords. That is why the job description reading is very important. I would say job description which is given to any of the colleges or any wherever you see for the job application, read it thoroughly, collect the very clear keywords. For an example, if it mentions a person should have such qualities or such key skills, you need to note it down. Note it down, write in your resume if you have done it. Not no fake. There is no point of being fake. If you have done it, you mention it, because in a certain. So why I am saying it's not to fake it. and not to do that, because nowadays everyone is very smart. So
Yes.
if you fake it in the last interview stage, you will be rejected. It's just a waste of your time and losing the opportunity. It's just also the waste of the organization. And even though if you get through it, it will not be a correct platform for you to work in the organization. So it's very important to figure out what is good for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think we
Yeah.
did have a lot of clarity on it. So we have few questions from the audience coming up.
Sure,
So let's clear their doubts.
sure, sure.
Yes. Okay. So what are the major aspect that an HR keeps in mind while hiring an employee?
Okay, fine. So I think HR, when we say hiring any employee, so we need to have a very clear picture whether the candidate is a career oriented or not, and
Okay.
also for the long term staying in the organization, if he's a good asset to the organization. Then
Mm-hmm.
how much practical experience that he has. Theoretical experience will be just a foundation to create, but when, as I'm saying about the fresher also, like their internship matters because they have a practical experience. When it's just a theoretical, it will not give any value to the organization. So it's very important to have a career oriented person. And also then the second, we have the practical experience. Third, which I personally feel, and I also prefer seeing that such people, that is a cultural fit. So when we say cultural fit, it's about the organization. It's organization benefits that we have. Because if you are not a positive candidate, you will be not a good asset to any organization. You will be whatever skill set you have. If you're not positive, you're not on a cultural fit, and you can't create a positive environment in the organization, you can't be a good asset for any of organization. So that's very important that I keep, and every HR should keep in mind also.
Yes. So it's very essential for the employees to be
Yes.
optimistic. Yes. Absolutely. So coming down to our next question. Our next question is, yeah, is confidence a factor in an interview?
Is highly important. If you're not confident, you lose the battle there and enough. So it's done. It's when I see anyone, it first thing which comes, whether he's confident or not. Nervousness is okay, but not being a confident is not in a case. You lose it. You lose immediately. So I think that's how the confidence is very important.
Yeah, confidence is the key factor to
It's
impress.
a very key factor that you give on a track to any of the recruiters.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So if there is a comparison, there's one more question that has come where it says,
Hmm.
can a good CV beat another candidate without, if somebody has, yeah, can a good CV beat another candidate with not so good CV but other attributes?
I think my slides have cleared it very well, but I would love to answer this question that yes, it is very important to, because your CV or your resume is just a 6 second, 10 seconds check. If it is not good, good in the sense, not the beautification I'm saying, it
Mm-hmm.
has to be eye catchy and with the competency that is required. That is there. Definitely, your CV is going to be updated with the higher authority or higher hiring manager, I would say. That's very important.
Absolutely. Very, very nice, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So the next question is, yeah. So how focused a student must be to build a CV? Meaning, what are the things he should be doing from his college days that could add value to his CV? Basically, how to build
I
his CV.
would I would say this. It's nothing less than noting down your daily activities. That is from the day one that you have entered your college. Start noting down what you have learned. What is the subject that you would like to get into? What is the certification that you would like to go with. So these are the parameters which gives a very clear picture and a goal to you. So that is a very basic foundation to create any CV. So once you are okay with the certification, you do it, you clear it, and then you put it on your resume. So you, as I said, CV is not a one-day job. It can't be that you sit and you create a resume and you give it to some of the recruiter. It has to be a daily job that is required for any fresher to sit and work on it. So that is how I would like. Focused is very important, but the smart work with with also having the ability to think what is important and what is my goal. That is really important to have any with the freshers. So that's very
Absolutely, ma'am. Yes, so it is a continuous process, and one should
yes,
continuously try to improve his or her CV.
yes, definitely, definitely. That's very important. Like it's a daily way process
It's a very
because
true.
creating a best CV is very important for anyone.
Exactly. That's the first impression that you set to the
That's
interviewer.
the
So
first
absolutely,
impression that you
yes,
give it. Yeah, correct.
yes. I think yeah, we are running short of time, so we'll round up with one question that yeah.
Yes.
So one tip that you would want to share to a fresher so that they can impress the interview board. What would it be?
There can't be a one tip, but I would say a demonstration of confidence while introducing yourself. That's very important, I would say, because when you are confident to introduce yourself, that's how the game is on. If you say confidently that who you are and what you are, what you have achieved, that gives a complete picture of a standing person then and there. That's very important. And also a few tips that I would like to share. It's just not to be nervous. That is where everyone lacks that. Don't feel nervous about your nervousness. That's very important because you will shine anyhow. That's irrespective to this position or any other. So you have to be confident on yourself, confident on your skills. That's very important, that I would say. And rejection, this is a very bad word which everyone feel, but I think interviewing, so every time is a practice. It's not the rejection, I would say.
Okay, but thank you, ma'am. That was very well put. It was very beautifully put, actually. I mean, where you highlighted about, thank, because a lot of people, are petrified with the term is interview. They're like, acha, job mil gaya. I don't want to go for another, I don't want to leave my job because, the idea of interview just petrifies me. This is a common
I
terminology
think
that
you're I, I
students.
think the ninth sem is doing a better job to removing that fear from the freshers. That's very important. I would really appreciate once again that you people are doing a great job.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think that's exactly what Mindset is actually trying to. We're trying to bridge
Yes,
the gap from, being a
correct.
fresher to becoming industry ready. So every
Correct.
aspect of it, from building a CV to building skill set, Ninesem is constantly trying to up the game of the freshers. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's very true, and that has to be the pointer.
Yes, yes, ma'am. So I think few questions I have left out because of the lack of time. I would say a big sorry to all our audience staying there. I'm really sorry that I can't ask all your questions, but I think ma'am has given a good amount of clarity in terms of CV building, in terms of resume, and of importance of authenticity and a lot of things, an n number of things. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was lovely talking to
Thank you
you.
so
Thank you for
much.
joining. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
joining.
much for your team for putting this effort, bringing me here and explaining all these things. It takes a lot of effort. I understand that, and taking out and people who are viewing this on Sunday, I really appreciate that they want this. I know that they want this and they want to hear it.
Yes, ma'am. We are a country of, a lot of youngsters, and we're
Yes.
constantly trying to, up our game. I hope all the audience out there are with the same mindset that they view it every Sunday. And even
Yes.
I'm very grateful that they come along with us. I mean, they view the session every Sunday uh, at this time, keeping their other
That's very
works aside. Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. It was a lovely session talking to you. You've shared immense knowledge. It was
thank you,
very
everyone.
insightful and knowledgeable. I think you've highlighted the basic concepts which a lot of people miss out on. But the importance of basic things are immense. So
Right.
thank you so much, and
Thank you so
we're
much.
hoping to
It was
connect with
really
you.
pleasure to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, guys, we have come to an end of this Sunday live session that we host. I again would like to thank all the audience out there watching us. Our expert Gyan session and our Thursday live session is constantly trying to improve the youth of India, where they can be benefited from all these small things that that would be beneficial when they are in the workforce. I hope all the work that we do is helpful for you guys. And do connect to us. You can also write to us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. We are on all social media platforms. If you would like to work with us, do write to us for our Thursday live session. And also, your feedback, your like, your share is an extreme motivation that we get to come here every Sunday and every Thursday to promote our uh, 9SEM. And as 9SEM, as a media and PR executive at 9SEM, I know how constantly my team has been working very hard to bring out the best of content for you guys. And every like and every share that we get is something that we really look forward to. Thank you so much for all the love and support that we're receiving, and hoping that our work is beneficial to you guys, and wish all of you a great week ahead. And I know festive seasons are here. All of you are set for a new bang on. As so, let's. So I'll catch you guys in the next Sunday live session. So wish you guys a very happy week ahead.